All right. It's Monday night, and we're going to share some news here tonight. Appreciate everybody being in here. Rebecca, Miss Jobs, Michael. Who else we got here? Greg. Greg's up pretty much always in the house.
Biggs is here.
Yeah, Biggs Preps is in here. You really need to check her channel out if you haven't. She's on the ball with that food, guys. She can really put you on the bargains that you need to find, and she also has some good ways to cook some dishes that you can preserve. So thank you for being here. Tammy Joe. All right. Tammy Joe's in the house. There you go. Get free shipping anytime you can. It's good. How am I sounding, guys? Somebody give me a sound check out there. I'll never know with this microphone how it's sounding. Looks like John's in the house. Appreciate that. I really do appreciate you folks being here. Tonight we're going to go over a few topics here, some good food deals, and actually some food shortages that we need to cover. A little bit of politics we got to kick in here. There's so much going on with what happened here in Florida last week, and everybody's just up in the air about it. And we got to try to calm that situation down a little bit, but we'll get into that in just a few minutes. And I'm also going to fill you in on since we're talking about some of the politics, which pretty much everybody's talking about a civil war after all of this crap down in Palm Beach. I'm going to fill you in on some firearms information, give you some good tips on some inexpensive firearms, handguns and shotguns. But I'm going to bring that up a little later. That's probably going to be the last thing we cover because I don't want them to shut me off too early here. And you never know, they might. So hope you got your favorite libation. I have mine. A little Scottish apple juice with some diet lemon lime soda. That diet lemon lime soda is getting hard to find. They're not canning it, but a couple of years, well, maybe about a year and a half ago, I went to my doctor and she said, hey, you got to cut back on your sugar. So I want the sugar-free colas in my little drinks here, but they're getting hard to find. I might have to find another hobby. I mean, it's ridiculous. Fluffy Otter's in the house. All right. Fluffy's with us. All right. I appreciate her dropping in here. Looks like we got a few folks in here, so shoot, we might as well get started. First thing I'm going to touch on here is some deals on Amazon. Right there. If you'll do like I do and go to Amazon every day and just, put in there Artisan Foods sale or clearance or something like that, Artisan Food 10 can clearance. The 10 is a number, not the word TIN, but you usually find several deals there if you're looking for something like that.
Pineapple.
Thank goodness. Yeah, pineapple's in there. Yeah, thank goodness that's always up there for us to tap into if we need to. Not everybody can be a Rebecca Hickman and, can everything for the future. I'm not good enough to do that. I wish I was. She's on the ball with that. Rebecca, you need to start your own YouTube channel because the work you do and the things you do, I see them on Facebook and it just amazes me. You really need to jump in there and do that, help some folks out. And that's the only reason I do this is to help people out, get you prepared for what's coming. And it's coming, guys. It really is. It's coming faster now than it ever has. So, hopefully we'll all be ready for it. But, check out those Amazon deals every day. Might save you a few bucks and you might find some food that you really think you could put back and keep in storage for a while. And, excuse me, this light's bothering me. I'm going to move that light.
NC Prepper.
There, NC. All right, James is in the house. My man. Appreciate you being here, buddy. I wish you could have been with me this week, but I know you've had a lot going on. Your life's been kind of complicated, so hopefully we can get you in here next week. You guys really need to check his channel out if you haven't. Uh, he's got a lot of good stuff on there. He hadn't posted in a while, but I'm trying to get him back in there because he makes some good posts, passes along some good information. That's my man right there. That's my brother. That's my brother right there from another mother. That's for sure. All right. The food deal, like I said, check that every day. It pops up there, and it's easy. We can all just type it in, go to Amazon, type it in, and they're actually still pretty quick with delivery on those. So that's a good thing. But I don't know if you guys saw a video I posted on Saturday. Let me see if I can get this up here. Truck driver that picked up a load of baby formula in Arizona was dispatched to take it to a site in California. And right there, you can see it's just pallets and pallets of baby formula. And they are destroying that. They're breaking it off the pallets and they're pushing it into those mounds there that you see. It is, I did some research on this. It is an Abbott baby formula plant, but it's the one in Arizona that was cleared by the FCC the month after they had the problem they had in Michigan with the tainted baby formula up there. This one was cleared, so no tainted baby formula has come out of that plant. But that truck driver, what's her name? I forgot her name. Anyway, Mama Bear Trucker. That's it, Mama Bear Trucker. She said she's been running these loads for 6 weeks, and she just got tired of watching them destroy all this baby formula with the shortage we have on hand. She just got tired of it. She knows that what she's picking up is really not bad. It could be consumable by babies. But I don't know what's going on there. I mean, we know we have a shortage with that product and they're destroying it. And it's coming from a plant that was never shut down. It was cleared by the FDA. And, there's no issues at all with what product came out of that plant. But they're taking food from there and destroying it right off. Excuse me for it. Tucker, stop it. My big crazy ass dog laying down there scratching. Sorry, folks. Stop it.
Sorry.
You knucklehead. That's my puppy right there. But there's no reason for this. They're like I said, they're taking products direct from the factory, pallets of it. Right here, you can see it. They were unloading it off of this lady's truck, taking the pallets and breaking them down, and then taking all of them over to make a big mound there with like a big steam shovel, I guess you'd call it, or whatever. Bulldozer, and they were putting it in this pile and just destroying it. And it's coming from a plant that was never shut down due to health concerns. I'm still researching that, but I did find out it came from that Arizona plant that never had any issues. So there's no reason for anything coming out of there going to be destroyed. It's just ridiculous. But I'm still looking into it. If I find anything else out, I'll let you know, that's for sure. What we got here? We got a new one in here. Arsenal Rain. When you're eating bugs and drinking roast milk. That Soylent Green is a sheeple. That's right. That's right. That's what they're shooting for. We know that because Bill Gates is actually buying farmland where he can harvest insects for food. Thousands and thousands and thousands of acres. He's going to try to push us into an insect food market, and he's trying to get, a jump start on it.
I'm not drinking roach milk.
Hey, I'm not either, I love a little milk in my coffee, but that shit ain't happening right there, all right? Not with roach milk. No, this is something I'm going to keep an eye on. But hopefully it'll get better instead of worse. I actually searched YouTube to see who else had reported on this truck driver and her video showing them destroying this baby formula, and I found only one. Of all of them out there, there's only one more other than me that reported on this. And I mean, maybe they just didn't think it was important. I don't know, but I do. I think, hey, we got to feed our young. It's that simple. I'm not eating bugs. Fluffy Otter says she ain't eating bugs. Well, actually, I can't say that. I had survival training back in the day, and there's actually some bugs out there that don't taste bad. Get you a good fat grasshopper. I'm gonna tell you right now, that's some good food when you're hungry. I don't care who you are. You get out in the jungle and you need something to eat. Hell, you're gonna eat whatever you can eat. But been there and done that. Okay. Well,
I'm not kissing that mouth.
Lady Prepper ain't gonna kiss me if I eat bugs. Well, I'm gonna tell you something else don't taste bad. It's grub worms. You know them little white mealworms you get? They really don't taste bad. You can fry them puppies up, and they cook quick too, and kind of crunchy like popcorn. It's not bad food though. All right, let me move on. Just, I'm gonna keep an eye on that baby food, that baby formula thing for you. So if anything comes up, I'll let you know. But over the last week, there's been a lot of talk in the media about what happened in Mar-a-Lago last week, and the FBI, of course, they don't ever let anything go past them that they can use against Donald Trump or a conservative. Got to be honest with you guys. I wasn't a Trump man, never was. To me, he was the lesser of the two options when he was elected. But he did surprise me, and he did a lot of good things for this country, and I appreciate that. But he wasn't my man from the start, but I do have to support him now. And that's what this is all about. They're trying to find a way to keep him from running. But not only are they doing that, let me get this off of here. The candidates endorsed by Trump are just wiping out the field across the nation in these primaries. You got these incumbent senators, these incumbent congressmen, congresswomen that Trump supported one of their opponents, and they're getting the hell beat out of them. So they had to discredit him before the November elections, not just the presidential election, the election this year. Because like I said, they're wiping the floor. The people that Trump is endorsing is just wiping the floor across the country. And they're doing what they had to do this now. They're talking across several media sources. They're talking about charging him with espionage, which is a damn joke. He's the president of the United States. If he wanted to say a document wasn't classified anymore, it's like the Pope blessing a church. These are not classified anymore. And that's it. There's no recourse. It's that simple. He was the president of the United States. He knows that. What's NC got to say here? That's right. That's right. That's right. He can do it on his own. He can say, this is declassified and I can take it with me. And there's nothing nobody can do about it. That's just the way it is. Good point, NC. Good point. But, now they're talking about, it's trending all over Twitter and everywhere else that, civil war people are talking civil war. Now, this is the main reason why I brought this up tonight. Let me tell you something, folks. Unless you've been to war, unless you've been in situations where you're in combat, you have no idea what war is. And you damn sure don't want it. I don't care what the hell you feel, what you think. Unless you've been there and you've experienced it, I'm telling you, you don't want it. When it's you and your guys against a group of other guys, and the only way to get through them, or the only way to survive, is to take them out first, that's not a good feeling. And you don't want to face that feeling. If you've never been there, you don't want to be there. I guarantee you, I promise you. It's not fun. So many people play these video games and they think it's easy. You can just point a gun and shoot somebody and the threat's over. No, it ain't. It's not that easy. It's not that easy, guys. I got worked up there for a minute. I'm sorry. But believe me, you don't want a civil war, especially in a country where everybody's armed. And then you got crazy ass people like this guy. I mean, Crowder's he's usually a pretty sharp guy. He's usually on point. But when he made that statement right there, that this action last week means war, you know why he said that? Because he's never been to war. He has no idea what it's like. That's why he can sit behind his microphone and he can talk this kind of bullshit. All right? He don't want that. He might think he does, but he don't. Trust me, he don't. And then, of course, liberals can't pass up the chance to try to blame the conservatives. So the New York Times jumped on the boat right there. Let me change this so you can read that headline. There you go. It's the right-wing rhetoric that escalates it. Really? It's just a right-wing thing? Imagine that. But what if a prominent Democrat came out and decided he wants a civil war, like this guy, Jamal Bowman, congressman? He predicts civil war if the GOP takes control of the House in 2022. He's talking about it right there. Bowman, pushing for civil war right there. It's right off, a news source. He was on Cross Connection on MSNBC. He's babbling all this bullshit. And, it didn't get by the people at Fox News, so they called him out on it. Guess what his response was? Nothing. He couldn't respond. He said nothing. So it's not just the right wing that's pushing this stuff. But let me tell you something an old Seminole Indian told me a long time ago. The right wing and the left wing are both parts of the same bird. So the only way we're ever going to turn this crap around is get rid of all of them. Now the House and the Senate pushed through this Attack Americans bill on Sunday. They did their little show where we worked all night and we finally worked it out. Yeah, horse shit. Last Sunday, the Senate did. And it's nothing but an attack on the American people. And then, of course, it breezed through the House on Friday and just flew through like there was nobody there to even vote on it. But so you're going to see a lot of campaign promises coming up in the next couple of months about how bad this is for the country from some of the supposed conservative candidates. Wouldn't dare tell you who to vote for. That's totally up to you. But what I want to see is candidates go in there that's going to repeal that law. I don't want to see new candidates go in there and just let it ride. So wherever you are, whoever you vote for, you need to make sure they're on board with repealing that law, not just letting it go. They can turn it around with one vote. I should have said conservatives. I'm actually a libertarian, but if conservatives do take control of the House of Representatives and the Senate in November, you need to make sure your candidates going in there are going to vote to repeal that law. Can't just let it go. If you do, we're not going to be in any better shape. They're building an army of IRS agents, and they're arming them to the gills. And if you go to the government job website and you look up IRS openings, you'll see right there that they have it right there that candidates need to be willing to carry a gun and use deadly force. I should have got that on here. I actually saw it and I didn't think about it until right now. They got to be willing to carry a gun and use deadly force when necessary. basically they're going to come and rob you. That's what they're going to do. You're not going to have any recourse. And the first people they're going to attack is conservatives. We know that. They passed this Green New Deal bullshit, and they know they can't pay for it. So they're going to try to rob the American public to get the money to do it. So, like I said before, we got to make sure we elect candidates that's going to reverse this bill. They're not just going to let it ride and say, okay, we're going to be good from here on. No. Turn this shit around. If not, America's going to go broke. I promise you, America will go broke with this law. One day, everybody will look back on the day that law was passed and say, that's the day our country went broke. I promise you, unless it's repealed. All right, that's enough politics. I really don't like getting into politics. I try to stay on prepping, but these people do stuff that's so damn stupid that I have to comment on it. I'm not going to just sit on my hands and keep my mouth shut. Complacency is the same as approval. If you just comply, then that's just the same as saying, okay, this is good. So let me go on with that. I'm off of that. Holy cow. I didn't mean to go there, folks. I'm sorry.
Ms. Jobs asked if we'll ever see a more centrist third party.
I hope so. I think we should actually have about 30 parties. Right now we have it narrowed down to these two monopolies, and that's what they are. And they're in cahoots. They ain't got me bullshitted. They might you, but they don't me. But like I say, we need 30 political parties, from every different angle, and then representatives from each one of them. So we'll have that nice composite. It's like making vegetable stew. You throw in some corn, some peas, a little bit of meat. You throw in, a little parsley, whatever. You get all of those different ideas together instead of these two parties working together. The more options you have, no matter what it is, the more options you have, the better off you are. So, yeah, we need more political parties, without a doubt. My man right here, yep, he knows her. Yep, Pam is the best. She is.
No.
That's my man right there. Yep, Pam is. She puts up with me, brother. She's got to be a good woman to put up with me. So,
True story.
Yeah, that's a true story. All right. Let me get off the politics. All right. You can blame it on both sides. It don't matter. They're talking this Civil War bullshit. No, you don't want war, people. Believe me. I pray that it never comes to that. But the last thing somebody trained for war wants is to see a war. You always want peace. All right, let me move on here. Let me get out of here. Let me go on to something else. This right here, I hope will help you out. I'm going to tell you some of the best handguns and some of the best shotguns to buy for your protection. If that Civil War ever does pop up, they're not really the best guns to buy, but they're the most economical that perform well enough to protect you. So we're going to go on to some shotguns, some handguns. We're going to do the handguns first, because a good handgun is, you should always carry a handgun if you can where you live. You should always have a gun with you wherever you go. The old Carl Malden American Express commercial was, don't leave home without it. Well, that's the way I feel about, my handgun. I don't go anywhere without it, especially when lady prepper's with me. Got to protect my lady. Tucker, bless his heart, he knows when both of us are leaving, because I always strap my gun on, and he runs and gets right in his cage because he knows we're on the way out of the house. So he's a good dog. He's laying right there right now, all stretched out, covering about 6 feet of the floor. All right, let's get on to these guns. We're going to go to the handguns first. I wanted to keep it economical, so a pretty good handgun is going to cost you less than $400. So the first one I got to recommend is a Smith & Wesson. I'm a Smith & Wesson man, always have been, always will be. I grew up with them. When I worked on the police department and a couple of other places, I carried a Smith & Wesson sidearm with me every day. But a Smith & Wesson SD9, the manufacturer suggested retail price is what I'm going to give you here, but don't ever pay that, okay? But their suggested retail price is $389 for a SD9 Smith & Wesson. If you look around, shop around, you can find them for about $349, maybe a little less than that. But Smith & Wesson has always made reliable handguns, and they always will. I mean, I raise my hand to them. They are the best. Another good one is a Ruger Security 9. It's a nice little 9mm. Now, all these weapons that I'm recommending here are concealable. You can carry them on your person, under a baggy shirt or on a jacket or whatever. But the Ruger Security 9 it runs about $380 is a MSRP on it, but you can probably get it for about $340, $350, and that's not a bad price for a reliable pistol, folks. It's really not. The next two, a lot of people don't like them, but I've actually fired both of these weapons. Is the SCCY, that's SCCY, SCCY, CPX-1. It sells for its MSRP is $285, but you can easily pick those up for about $250, which is a good price for those guns. And the Taurus firearms used to be a joke. They were terrible back in the day, and back in the 80s and 90s, early 2000s. They were terrible. But they have improved their production tremendously. And the G2C, it's a good little gun. It really is. And that'll run you about $270 MSRP. So again, you should be able to pick it up about $250, $240, somewhere in that range. But I mean, a good sidearm is one of the things you're going to need in a shit hits the fan situation. But definitely every day, if you can carry a weapon where you live, if you can get a permit or your constitutional carry state, and you can legally carry a firearm, those four guns that I just recommended are going to cost you less than $400, which is a good price for a good sidearm. I mean, I carry a Kimber Micro 9 and a Bersa 380, Bersa Thunder 380. I alternate it back and forth. They're both good weapons. The Bersa you can buy for about $250. That's another good one. Gotta highly recommend that one. If you can get a Bersa Thunder, the 380. The 380 round is not the strongest. 9mm is a much better round. But that 380 Bersa is a tremendous weapon. I carry that one if I'm not carrying my Kimber Micro 9. But of course, the Micro 9 is going to cost you about $700. You're going to have to get up there and get some money on that one. But it's a damn good weapon, and I trust it, and it shoots great. All of these weapons I just recommended, I shot those, and I can recommend those from personal experience. So if you don't have one, if you don't have a way to protect yourself and your preps, that's what this is all about. Not just protecting you every day, but if things go bad and you have to protect what you have, you need some firepower to do it. These little weapons will do it. If you got any questions about anything above that, shoot me an email, theorlandoprepper.com. I have several weapons in my collection, and there are some that I will recommend to you that cost more. But I'll be honest with you, when you're firing that shot down range, these weapons will send it down range just as quick as something more expensive. So, all right, let's get on to the shotguns. I want to get now. This shotgun is the number one, without a doubt, the number one home protection weapon in the world. I don't care what you have, an MP4, an M16, an AR-15, whatever, for home protection, a shotgun is number one. Number one. And I actually have one that I have on this list here, and I love it. But there's another moth right there. All right. We're going to first one I'm going to recommend is one that my daughter has. Santa Claus left it for her 1 year, and that's the Mossberg Maverick. It's a 88, the Mossberg Maverick 88. It's a sweet little weapon. You can get it with a pistol grip, or you can get it with a full stock. And it's going to run you MSRP about $260. You can pick them up a little cheaper than that, but right now they are hot. They're just hot, and they're hard to find. But you can find them if you get out there and look. Another one is the Stoeger P3000. It's a little under the $300 mark I set. It's $299 is MSRP, but you can probably pick it up for about $275. My son just happens to have one of those, and it shoots sweet. That is a sweet weapon right there. Got 2 more to go here, and then we're going to get out of your life. Appreciate your time, folks. Really do.
One more thing before you go here.
What's that?
Jobs wants to know about a good knife. So after you talk this talk.
Good knife. I can tell you that right now. Get you a K-bar. It's going to cost you a little money, but it's going to keep an edge, and it's going to be good forever. I promise you. Get you a K-bar. And if you can get you one with a self-sharpening sheath, like the military carries, you'll be able to cut anything you want with it. Absolutely anything. All right, back to the shotguns. Now, the next one, I guess I should have got it out of the safe, is a Stevens Security 320. You might see it as a Savage Security 320. They're both the same company. The Savage and the Stevens are the same company. And it's actually a ripoff of the Mossberg 12-gauge shotgun. And it's just as good, but it costs half the money. Find you a Savage or a Stevens Security 320. It's going to cost you about MSRP is $269 on it, but you can pick them up for between $225 and $250. You can find them for that price pretty much everywhere. But they are fantastic guns. They are a straight up ripoff of the Mossberg 12-gauge. And the last one we're going to go with, this one I haven't shot. But I did a lot of reviews. I checked a lot of reviews today before I put it on my list. And everybody that reviewed it said it was a great shooting shotgun. The only problem anybody had with it is you couldn't modify it. Well, hell, you don't need to modify a 12-gauge shotgun. All it's got to do is shoot. But it's a Rock Island Meriva, M-E-R-I-V-A, Rock Island Meriva. Rock Island makes some quality stuff. That's the only reason why I put this on this list without actually firing it myself. I went and reviewed it. Like I said, I researched it with several sources. Lady Prep can tell you, I was in here today for over 2 hours checking stuff out. And what I was doing was reviewing this gun and checking my stories on the baby formula thing. But that Rock Island Meriva is a good gun, I have no doubt. And here's the sweet part. MSRP on it's only $200. You can probably pick it up in like a Rural King or Academy Sports or somewhere like that for probably about $150. And there's no way you're going to get a better firearm. Rock Island makes quality stuff. I promise you that. What's NC saying here? The Maverick 88 general purpose, and then buy a short barrel for around $100. 2 shotguns in one. That's right. That's right. You can have that long barrel, put that short barrel on there. It's interchangeable. Easy to maneuver in your home if you have to. Absolutely right. That's right. If you guys have anything you want to see me do here, if you have any questions about anything, let me know. I'll be glad to research anything you have any questions about. Joe Torstein, who's not here tonight, but he sent me an email during the week, want me to check out honey and a couple other items that last forever. And yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to bring you some items, some prepping items you need to stockpile, and they do pretty much last forever. So I'm going to look into that. They're easily accessible. You might not be able to lift all of them, but you can barter with them. But oh, I'm losing my voice here, guys. I'm talking too much. I don't do that very often. I'll leave that to my wife. But as far as those firearms go, they're seriously, I mean, every news network, conservative, liberal, whatever, they're talking about, the threat of a possible civil war. They're promoting it, looks like it. It looks like they're trying to get it going here. But if they do, you're going to need something to protect yourself. You're going to need something to protect your preps. And hopefully that little list I gave you there will help you out. Next week, there's a couple of other firearms that I think you really should have in your collection. I'm going to tell you what those are. And some of those are very inexpensive. They really are. And they're good weapons. I should have had my Stevens here ready to show you, but didn't think about it. When I put these programs together, I do more research, and I think about doing more research than anything else. So if I tell you something, it's the truth. It really is. I've looked into it, and I don't mess around. I mean, I'm not going to bring you something I don't think is true, something I've not researched. It's always there. I had a partner with a near 870, and I think better than half the cost. Yeah, the 870 is great. Yeah, when I worked on police department all those years, I'm a retired police officer, in case you guys don't know. You probably do by now, but CB, thanks for jumping in there. That old Remington 870 is a good weapon. We had those in our squad cars my entire career. And here's a little secret about those I'm going to tell you. A lot of people don't know. I don't know if I should or not. I really don't. You can take that 12 gauge shell with a Remington 870, and right where the brass meets the plastic, you can cut around that, and you leave like 1/8 of an inch on both sides, and you just cut around it with a knife. And then when you fire that shell, it's like a grenade going out that barrel. All of that plastic part shoots out the barrel, and it hits your target and just explodes.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't have done it.
But
Get somebody killed.
if you're ever on the gun range, you want to try that, and you got an old 870, oh, please do it. It's a lot of fun. You hit that target, and it vanishes. It's like a grenade. It's like, seriously, like a grenade launcher. But that's because when you seat that shell in the barrel, there's not a ridge in there to hold the front of it. I think they got away from that now, though, because of that very reason right there. A lot of people got shot that way, and it just tore them in half. But I mean, if it works, it works, right? The Stevens won't do that. I know that. I tried it. It's got that ridge in there where that shell seats in the barrel. So.
And she said you could edit that out.
Why? That's an awesome piece of information right there. You turn a 12 gauge shotgun into a grenade launcher. Basically, that's what you're doing. But hey, we need all the protection we can get, right? And that's for home defense only, guys. Home defense only, to defend yourself, not for any other reason. So, all right, I've taken up enough of your time. I appreciate you being here with me. I hope you'll come back next Monday night. I think we're going to stay on this 7 o'clock time slot. We got a few more viewers in here this week than we have before. But I know the majority of my views come after it's posted as a video. But I do appreciate you folks being here live, throwing in your comments. Wish we had some more questions here. I mean, there's been a couple, but I mean, think about it, guys. Between now and next week, I'm going to put up a post on Monday about what the program's going to be about. Think about some questions. Help me out here. I'm just an old redneck sitting here struggling, trying to help you folks out. So, I mean, if you can help me out with that, can't wait to hear about the hunting. Yeah, it's going to be a good show, I promise you. I'm going to bring you 3 or 4 items that are just going to be good forever. You might not be able to live off of them. Like I said, you can't live off of them, but they're great barter items. I mean, if we're in a world where everything is bland, just imagine what, a pint of honey is worth. It's going to be worth a lot. Thanks, Kim, for coming in there. I appreciate it. I'm gonna tell you something else, guys. Go over there and watch Biggs Prep and Linda's Prepper Kitchen if you're thinking about doing your own canning. I wish Rebecca Jean would jump in there with a channel. Lynn, thank you for being here. Rebecca is on the ball with that canning stuff. She could teach us a thing or two for sure. So she needs to you really need to consider that. Think about starting a YouTube channel. You got a great bank of wisdom there you need to share and help people out with. But the food thing, I leave to Lady Prepper. I mean, the extent of my food knowledge is buying, dehydrated food. Honestly. I'm a security guy with my background, my military training, my police work, all my background's in security. So need that food knowledge. Bring it to me. I need it. Rebecca's right. Food's where it's at. Food, that's right. All right, I'm going to get out of here, guys. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. If you're not a member or subscriber, please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up on the video if you liked it. If you didn't, just don't worry about leaving your opinion. I'd appreciate that. But tell your friends if this helped you out at all. Get them in here. Let me help more people. I promise you. Oh, I got one more thing I want to say here. I'm going to prove to you I'm not making a penny off of this, and I'm not going to. Right here. NautilusAmmunition.com. Go over there and check out their site. They're a Florida-based company. They produce, package, and ship all of their products from Florida. They're not like some companies that buy their ammo from like Argentina or somewhere like that, bring it in, then package it in their box and send it out. These guys are the real deal. They're on point. They're an American company. They make a good product. I'm not getting 1 penny for this promotion. But you can see right here if you go to their website, right on that first page, it'll tell you what they have in stock. I've been exchanging emails with the owner of the company. Right now, they're producing 9mm and 223, and they're cranking it out every day, and that's all they're doing because that's what people want. So he's bringing people what they want, and he's doing it at a good price. Go check out their prices. I promise you. They're cheaper than going to like Academy Sports or Walmart or wherever you buy your ammo. I was going to say another name, but I'm not going to say that because I still like to use their service. But go check them out. They do a great job. They make a great product, and it's right here in America. So go over there and check them out. That's Nautilus Ammunition, NautilusAmmunition.com. And with that, I'm going to get out of here. Go refresh. Look. No ice. That's not good. That's not good at all. But I'm going to fix that up right now. So you folks have a good night. I love every one of you. Pray for our country. Stay strong. Don't let these politicians get the best of you. Don't let it happen. Don't let it happen. The Orlando Prepper is out.